Guys, it's me, Lil Ninja, back with another video, and today we're doing what if Sonic and Shadow were in Dragon Ball Part 2. And for a couple of weeks now, I'm going to be doing like Part 2s and 3s, so you will not be expecting new what ifs from me. It's just going to be me finishing up old what ifs. My old what ifs, but like newer versions of those what ifs. I mean, not newer versions. You'll see what I mean. I'm just not going to be making new what ifs for a little while. I'm just going to be doing part 2s, 3s, and so on. I might restart the what if Naruto was in Legend of Korra, or I might not do that at all, as I want to either focus on what if Naruto was in Avatar. So I'm going to be deciding that, and without further ado, let's get into this great video. Let's get
this shit high, boy.
Shawty catch a vibe, yeah, I had to put her on. Bought a two-seater, yeah, we heading for the sun. Shawty got my high, I ain't tripping for the funds. Yeah, I won't start, I ain't tripping, I'm a stun. Oh, living lively. Everybody tryna ride my wave, they can ride me. Pull up in a foreign to the curb, looking icy. I ain't never stressed about a fit, I'm on hype it.
We start off with Sonic and Shadow, Goku, and Piccolo walking back to basically Kami's lookout to figure out what to do next, as Vegeta had run away and killed Nappa. But Goku and Sonic knows that there's more to come, as if Vegeta's out there and someone hired him, or even his boss might be coming to Earth. They would talk to Kami, and Kami would tell them to basically, there is planet Namek, I think. Yes, Namek. And that is where they could find the answers, as this place also holds the Super Dragon Balls. I'm pretty sure that's what they're called, the Super Dragon Balls, or they're just called the Namek Dragon Balls. So yeah, this is where this arc would go, as Goku, Sonic, and Shadow would try and get stronger. And with Shadow and Sonic already having their super forms, they and the Chaos Emeralds, they would start learning how to use Ki. And soon enough, they would realize that they don't need the Chaos Emeralds to go super anymore. As without the Chaos Emeralds, as long as they focus on the Ki, and that's around the Chaos Emeralds, or even if they just focus on the Chaos Emeralds, this is basically like a link to the Chaos Emeralds with their Ki. They would use that link and basically transform into Super at will without the Chaos Emeralds now. Not to mention, they started to learn how to use Ki moves and get stronger at the same time. So this basically is going like Goku and Sonic are tied for strength, while Shadow's a little bit behind Goku and Sonic, and then Piccolo is behind all three of them. Of course, Bulma would have to create not a time chamber. What was I thinking? A gravity chamber, also a spaceship for them to get to Namek. As well, they already had another spaceship, but Bulma made more, as that spaceship only carried one. So with this, Sonic would use the first spaceship to go to Namek, while everybody else would use the second spaceship, which would take them longer, and Sonic would get there first. As he's looking around, he doesn't know what to do at first, so he just starts running around the whole planet, and eventually finds a couple of villages. He would notice that these villages all these villagers look like Piccolo for some reason, and he did not even know why. He would continue to run around the planet looking for Super Dragon Balls, and that's what he would be doing for the time being. After that, Goku, Bulma, Krillin, and Gohan would arrive and would basically be looking for the Dragon Balls as well, but this time Bulma actually has the Dragon Radar, as she sees 2 Dragon Balls that are basically running around super fast, and they assume that is Sonic. But as this happens, the Ginyu Force arrives, and Vegeta is basically also looking for the Dragon Balls and did not know that the Ginyu Force would be here, and he would basically be blamed for allowing Goku's gang to basically search for the Dragon Balls. So they would basically want to capture Vegeta as well as Goku and everybody else. So, first, it's time for the first battle of the Ginyu Force. Goku actually would have trained a lot more than he would have in canon before going to Planet Namek. And with that, Goku would completely start to solo basically all of the Ginyu Force. Not even basically the Ginyu Force basically didn't have a chance when he arrived. So he would just basically rush all of the Ginyu Force. This would basically make Frieza very, very angry, and Vegeta basically worried, thinking that if Frieza's angry, he's probably going to destroy the planet and all of them along with them. So they don't know what to do right now, and Goku just wants a good fight at this point. Of course, Sonic would eventually run into them, and basically right as Frieza would have killed Krillin. I don't know why I forget Krillin's name so often. I don't understand why I keep forgetting Krillin's name. Well, this is the first time, but I recorded this like a couple of times now, and this is like, I forgot his name like four times already. So, yeah. With this, Goku would end up going Super Saiyan 1, and Sonic in a blind rage would end up going past a regular super form, with the Chaos Emeralds evolving into this world. Basically, I'm giving Sonic more Saiyan forms, because if you did not know, Super Sonic is basically a copy of Super Saiyan. If you thought it was the other way around, you were wrong, because it's not. So, yeah, Sonic would go into Super Form 2, as the Chaos Emeralds would have been absorbing ki and DNA from around Goku, and would have gone to basically add more forms to Super. And basically turning Sonic into Super Sonic 2, and would basically be 100 times faster and a lot stronger as well. And Sonic and Goku are just telling everyone to get back, as they are gonna run Frieza's pockets. And they proceed to run Frieza's pockets and start blitzing him around the planet, causing Frieza to have to go into his second state. But of course, that wasn't enough either. He would end up going into his perfect form, perfect form at 50%, and would actually start not getting his pockets run like the rest of the Ginyu Force. Say that he's going to destroy the planet, and basically Goku and Sonic did not like that. Goku thinking that there's a bunch of people on his planet, and if he did that, he would start to think about all the bad things would happen, and he would end up going past his limit and would go into Super Saiyan 2, changing the course of history and making Goku the first person to go into Super Saiyan 2. And that would just basically put Sonic and Goku at the same level, starting to run Frieza's pockets again. Just not even giving him a chance anymore. They're basically going 100% with Super Saiyan 2 and Sonic in Super Sonic Form 2. Like, they don't care no more. So, they're just running Frieza's pockets. They're running his pockets like it's nothing. And basically, they would send Frieza off into space with a double Kamehameha wave, as Sonic would actually have liked that move and would have wanted to learn it. And I didn't say that in the last part, the last few minutes. So I'm gonna say it right now. Sonic and Goku would then power down, saving the planet and then would go and search for the rest of the Dragon Balls, the Namek Dragon Balls to be exact, which I did look it up. Yeah, it's called the Namek Dragon Balls, not the Super Dragon Balls. Those are the ones that are scattered across dimensions. So yeah. With that, Sonic and Goku and everybody else would find the Namek Dragon Balls, would revive Krillin, and basically go home. I mean, well, not go home. They would, I don't know what the other two wishes would be, to be honest. I don't know what the other two wishes to be. Actually, no. Actually, I think I do know. The other two wishes, to revive the people that were killed by Vegeta, and then the last wish would be for Sonic. I mean, no. Goku would ask to know more about his planet, and basically, the Namek Dragon Balls would give him basically all the knowledge of, would give him a book, a scroll that would tell him the certain knowledge about the history of the Saiyans, which will allow him to learn a lot about the forms that they are supposed to have. Only hearing about 2 forms, but as Goku knew, there are more than 2, as Goku had used a 3rd form that was higher than the first form but lower than the second one, as he would have thought. So Goku would train for a long time, and now I have to see what kind of arc we are in right now, so let me just go check that real quick. So we would have to go into the Cell Saga, as well, that's what I'm doing right now. The Cell Saga basically doesn't go anywhere the same. It's gonna be a heck of a lot of different. So with this, Sonic, for a few years, everybody starts to training up, because like they don't know what's gonna come next. It's like ever since Sonic and Shadow appeared, everything just been going wrong. But there's gonna be a mini saga that I have created for Sonic and Goku to do alone. As Sonic and Goku are on a remote island, I'm going to call this the Eggman Saga. Get it? The Eggman Saga. But seriously, Sonic and Goku would be on a remote island and would hear basically villagers screaming, as a whole village would be on fire. Eggman, as Sonic would call him, would have traveled with Sonic and Shadow unrecognized by anybody, as the Eggman would know what this would have mean. He was in a different world. Him being very smart, but not really having any materials, since all of his robots were back in the other dimension. So he would basically climb, while Goku, Sonic, and everybody else were basically battling different villains. Eggman was basically climbing in social heights to get more sponsors, so that way he can get more money and start making his robots again, which this would have allowed him to, and he would actually make a recreation of his basically big giant Death Star. And that would have allowed him to start making robots a lot faster. He would know this year would be the year that he would decide to finally harness Sonic's power, and would basically be looking for Sonic around, finally tracking him to this remote island, and would actually be terrorizing these villagers to get Sonic out of hiding. As Sonic would have recognized Eggman immediately and would start dashing off and start hitting his robot thing. I forgot what it's called. I don't even know what it's called. As Eggman would have started using different kind of materials, and would have salvaged some parts from the Saiyan arc. as he would have already been tracking down Sonic, making his mechs even more powerful and actually being able to absorb kinetic energy, meaning that those punches that Sonic was pushing, even the spin dashes, were doing absolutely nothing to Eggman right now. With this, Eggman would sprout an arm from his mech and would slam Sonic into a tree, flying off, deciding that he's going to toy with Sonic like the old days. Sonic would know what would have to be coming next, as him and Goku would be running and flying throughout the island and would be destroying tiny robots along the way, as a boss robot would have appeared out of nowhere and dropped right out of the sky, just surprising Goku and Sonic immediately. Sonic would run up the robot and start trying to dismantle it like he would do in the past, but of course, the robot would grab Sonic and slam him into the ground. Sonic, knowing what he needs to do, he would go into his super form and start spinning around the robot even faster than what he would do. And that would actually do a little bit of something, but of course with that, the robot would throw him back down and Sonic would see that the robot was somehow regenerating. Goku would go into his super form and would start trying to break the robot as best as he could, but nothing would be happening. Goku and Sonic would be going through this for a while, and they would finally decide to use Ki, which would actually work for once, as the Ki was disintegrating the robot material and basically made the robot unable to regenerate. Sonic and Goku would go throughout the rest of the island, knowing what to do now, as they had basically gotten enough knowing what to do now, as using Ki would be able to destroy the robots easier. Finally, just after destroying a couple of bosses of robots, they would finally find Eggman inside of a mech suit that was basically the size of the moon Death Star thing that he created. But of course, he would not land this on the Earth. He would actually be floating in the sky. Sonic and Goku would nod and would go into their Super Form 2s. I think that's how you would pronounce it. I don't know. They would fly up into space and would actually survive with their Super Form 2s, as Saiyans have a limitless amount of potential, and Sonic has been known to survive inside of space before. So yeah, they're both fine. As both of them would be spinning around this giant mech suit, shooting Ki blasts everywhere, trying to somehow get inside, and as they would decide to shoot at one point, would eventually get inside and would fly inside fast before the robot would regenerate. With that, Sonic and Goku would be flying through this basically giant mech and would just start bashing robots like they would have done on the island, eventually finding Eggman and would put him out of commission, not killing him, just beating him up, and then deciding to let him go. Not let him go, put him to jail, as Goku decided he's just a regular human. He can't really do anything if he doesn't have his robots. So Goku would fly him to jail, while Sonic would go back and would start training. And I think that is a good place to stop for now. I hope you like this video, and comment down below to tell me what other kind of what ifs I should do next. Whew. I've been rambling on and on about this. So without further ado, Little Ninja out. Oh, wait a second. I just realized I can do shoutouts real quick. So let me just see what I can do real quick. these are the shout outs for today. We got Aden and Frankie Diaoka. I don't know how to pronounce y'all names. I'm sorry if I mispronounced them. And yeah, those are the what's the names for today. I hope you like this video, and for real this time, Little Ninja out. See you guys.